The views and opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily represent those of Natural Bridges Media or KSQD's staff, volunteers, or underwriters.
Hello and welcome to Talk of the Bay. I'm your host, Len B.A., and with me today I have two guests who are esteemed and renowned Iranian musicians who live in Canada, Parisa Karimi Molan and Amir Amiri. Parisa Karimi Molan, from a very early age, dreamed of becoming a singer. Growing up in a musical family, her father was a singer and tar player. She was surrounded by melodies, even as she lived in Iran, where women are forbidden to sing publicly. Despite this, she studied music for nearly 20 years in secrecy with some of Iran's most celebrated vocal masters, including Parisa and Pari Maleki, alongside many talented women who shared the same quiet determination. Although the road was long and often uncertain, she continued learning with the hope of preserving this rich musical heritage and one day sharing it freely. In 2017, she moved to Montreal, where she could finally pursue this lifelong dream openly. There she co-founded Tehrani Drum and began creating music rooted in Persian, Azeri, and Roma traditions, turning a once impossible dream into reality. Parisa Karimi Molan, welcome to Talk of the Bay.
Hi, having me.
And also with us is Amir Amiri. Amir Amiri is a santur player, composer, and cultural inventor. Amir Amiri dwells at the center of a unique musical universe where ancient inspiration, dazzling virtuosity, and bold creativity meet. Surrounding himself with outstanding collaborators from the worlds of jazz, classical, and world music, Amiri fearlessly transcends genres and borders, exquisitely transporting his ancient instrument into the musical conversations of our time. Throughout his performances with a vast spectrum of ensembles, concerts, and tours, Amiri's down-to-earth and profound connection with audiences always enchants. Born in Tehran, Iran, Amiri is a master of the santur, a 72-string instrument dating from approximately 500 BCE. Since first arriving at the Banff Center from Iran in 1996, Amiri has forged deep relationships with musicians across Canada and the world. He has collaborated in a variety of ensembles with double bass player Jean-Philippe Meilou, violist Richard Moody, jazz pianist Jean-Michel Pilk, and in his enthralling Amir Amiri quartet, violist Olivier Marin, percussionist Romeo Montero, and cellist Myrtil Etzel. The groundbreaking world music ensemble includes the presence of a whirling dervish, a dancer in the act of Sufi meditation. Amir Amiri was awarded the 2003 CBC Artist of the Year and the Betty Mitchell Best Composition and Sound Design Award. Amir Amiri, welcome to Talk of the Bay.
Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everybody. It's great being with you.
Well, I want to delve into your music a little bit later in the show, but I wanted to begin because like so many in the Iranian diaspora, you not only have had to leave your home behind, but also have, in many cases, left friends and family behind. And at this particular time, we know that there have been a number of massive demonstrations in Iran against the government, and that there's also been an enormous amount of violence against the people there, and that there's an ongoing pattern of repression and oppression. I wanted to ask you a little bit about what you know about what's going on in the country of your birth and what you may be hearing, if anything, from people you know. And Amir, you mentioned before we began that you had just been able to contact some people that you know there, and I wondered if we could start with you, if you could talk about that a little.
Yes, great question. I think that one latest act of oppression on Iranian people that, I mean, we're here in Canada, and there are a lot of pontificate about what's happening in Iran. And how about if you want to find out something about Iran, ask an Iranian or somebody who is on the ground. And I find that part is quite frustrating listening to the news and things like from the ground, from within Iran is sometimes quite different than what's been said in the radio and TV in the news here. What's happening on the ground is though started as the first movement started based on the finance. But this has been a struggle that's been going on for the last 14 years, and every time it's been squashed. About 14 years of the Green Revolution, the 2009, and then other killings and squashing, then the women life freedom, and now this in the past in 2 days they have killed over in the streets. They shut down the internet, and plus, not only the internet, all of the phone lines. There's no telephones working. There's no phones working. A complete clampdown, and is a genocide that happened against Iranian people by the regime, by the Islamic government regime. I said, ask an Iranian. We should not really start to kind of, because in the beginning and always the word is the most important thing, how to present something. Once to start, the Islamic Republic of Iran is the Islamic Republic regime. And then there's Iranian people on the different other side of it. It's a complete secrecy, and it's a top-down situation. And quite frankly, people are sick of it. And I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. First of all, after 12 days, my family, um, you can imagine the stress and the amount of worriness and unsettled uh, feelings that experience while you don't have those kind of connection with your loved ones. And I have a big family in Iran, my cousins and aunts and uncles, and everybody's there. So it's okay. Of course, I know some people who didn't make it and they're not alive, but uh, through friends and things like that. And I have a good friend of mine who is a musician. His parents, and I spoke to him yesterday. He's now in Europe. He was able to get out, and the firsthand things that he was describing to me was just killing people with weapons of the war weapons, like Kalashnikovs and stuff like that, with the laser mounted on, you know pointing. It's like a movie, like it's not a Hollywood movie, it's like a horror movie. And I cannot believe what happened. And then you hear these kind of things from my, and then on CBC radio or something like that in Canada, or you just get hear this kind of a very nonchalant kind of a retelling of a story. Oh yeah, this is, and it's all been squashed and blah blah blah, and Donald Trump is like this, and people are dying. Like it's a serious situation. So as an Iranian, for the first time, I've been here for 30 years, man. So I feel terrible. It's not good. I don't feel good about it. And myself, I know many other musicians, like we've been trying to be a different kind of a voice of what is happening and magnify the voice of Iranian people. At the same time, I'm not a politician. I'm a musician. I'm a composer, you know. There is certain things like I can it has consumed my life and it's been like, okay, I can make music, but at the same time, every time I go to play music these days, I'm like, okay, no, I cannot do this. I cannot play music right now. You know, people say, oh yeah, you should put, or I've heard the suggestions like, you know, put your emotions into your music and express it. No, I can't do that at the moment. I think these guys, the Islamic government has gone to the hospitals and taken people off the bed and dragged them out. People who have been killed, they when they find, oh yeah, go find them amongst 1,000 people, and when you find your loved ones dead in the bag, and they they charge you for the bullet. Oh yeah, we kill them for 3 bullets in 2 months, so give us 30 million 2 months. We give you, you know, for example, I don't know, but this is the reality. It's like complete barbaric. I mean, it's difficult. I think that what's happening in Iran right now, we just to as a comparison for the Western audience to understand. I am not bringing anything down or putting anything down. Just as a comparison, is it's kind of similar in feeling with what happened to Govina. That kind of that level of things are happening is really it's murderous. So yeah, can I play music at this moment? No, I can't do anything. I'm just it's consumed my life for last 3 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, and we want to, you know, and then somebody who comes say, oh yeah, don't get involved with this, or US shouldn't get involved with this. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, what is it that you're even talking about? Do you know where did the came to be? Is a gift of French people to United States for freedom from the Nazis. I mean, United States freed Europe, was okay there and is not okay. The power vacuum and all this stuff. You don't know what's going on, and I don't know. You know, Islamic government has been really good at providing money and lobbying groups through Qatar, through UAE. They're all connected together. And we are now, as Iranian people, we're realizing that actually it is Iran. It's about the whole Middle East area. This is what's happening in Iran. And, you know, for example, today, French government refused to announced IRGC, the Iranian Militia Corp, as a terrorist organization. And France refused, like, no, we're not going. Why? Why? Is it the same reason that Ayatollah Khomeini was in France outside of Paris before, as he was exiled there? Like, you know, we see that France is involved, England. It's just a massive web of politicking. People are dying in the middle of that. And then here we are, you and I mean, Middle East is a difficult place, and it takes a lot. Is a history there. There is lots of history. There's lots of struggle there.
Yeah, enormously tragic and is rather complex. I mean, if you know, if the United States unilaterally gets involved, the United States is going to pursue its own interests. It seems like this is what organizations like the UN should be attending to, but it's been made pretty powerless.
But not, yeah, UN has been losing its relevancy for a long time now. You know, right now, as Iranians, we don't need another letter condemning. We need action. You know, stop condemning. Like, yes, couple of weeks ago, Belgium was like, we strongly condemn. Like, stop. You just don't say anything if we are going to, because this is not, you cannot do that, condemn, and still keep business with Islamic government, like business with the killers, with the people who
Murderers.
murderers. You know, you're doing that, and you cannot do that and then sell me the human rights and all of these things. It's not possible. There is no human rights. There is no, is it your system of making money, or what are we doing here? So as an Iranian, it has brought a lot of it has shown me and us as Iranian community. I tell you, in Iranian community, the ones that I know, even my students in Iran, they're all waiting for United States to attack. Every day is like, when is he going to? It is the truth. I know is a truth on the ground. I know the American people, America has its own inner struggle. I get that. I am totally with that. And I know that maybe and Donald Trump is quite a divisive figure, and he talks what he does, and he's separated the country in a very dangerous way.
Yeah,
I
that's a
know that.
whole conversation of its own. Just that.
Yeah, exactly. I get that, but it's if we're talking about the interest of Iranian people is that they need help. But because I tell you what's going to happen, this has been 14 years in process since 2019, 2009, since the Green Revolution. Every time people came quiet, demonstrate without saying anything, they were killed. And the next time they were killed. And then for the women life freedom, they were killed. And now they were being massacred. The next step into this uprising is I can totally feel that, is a door to door, like Iranian people are going to grab weapons. The next stop is that, and then we will have uprising, and it will be terrible. It'd be terrible. It will be some sort of the Iranian people killing the Islamic government people. It will be like that. I mean, it's very frustrating. And while the world is watching on the sidelines and doing nothing about, I mean, can
Yes.
somebody do something about it? I don't know. See, I'm a musician. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It is, always, obviously, when we people take up arms against each other, there's more loss, and yet this is often how revolutions happen. So I want to give Parisa an opportunity to talk about what you may have heard, Parisa, from people that you know in Iran.
Yeah, actually, I'm very touched with what Amir said. And this is the reality and actuality in Iran. It's so painful. But first of all, as Amir told, we are not politicians, we are musicians. And also, I'm a singer, most of a singer than a speaker, but I go to talk to you about what I have received as a voice message, as a text message from people that they are in Iran. The one that really, really touched me, she was telling us that we are not able to do anything inside Iran. We have done whatever we should do, because going to the street now, it's not this talking about braveness. It's like someone goes to suicide. So I wanna talk about the massive danger that people in Iran they are interfacing, and how we can expect them that they should go and change and do something. It's a democratic maybe ground that people, they can go and protest for their rights, but it's not like that in Iran. It has never been. I can't remember that protesters, they are outside and the government happily accepts, listens. No, I haven't seen it. So, but this time is different. It's like a war scene. It's like, it's so painful videos and the stories that coming out. I was so sad that internet was cut, but it's like about 2 days that more or less we have connections. And now it's more sad because I can see people that I knew them, they have lost their child. The people in my age, they're younger than 18, 17, they have lost their child. And how can we be indifferent? I am an Iranian, okay, but what about the world? It's not, it's the matter of peace. It's not only for Iran, it's for the world. So really, it's required, like it requires the international attention. It's not something that's happening in one piece of the world. I see that in the US, I believe that 4 weeks ago, a woman was killed, and you know that how manifested people, they went to street to manifest, but multiply it to 30,000, multiply it to 40,000.
Yeah, it's hard to get a grasp on that level of killing and the misery and tragedy of that. For listeners who may just be tuning in, my guests are Parisa Karimi Molan and Amir Amiri. They are both Iranian-born musicians who live now in Canada, and we've been talking a bit about news from Iran that they've been able to get from people they know. How has all of this affected people's ability to work or shop or see each other or do anything outside of the home?
I just I have, when I talk to people in Iran, I'm telling you, they are not very open to share. They're afraid. They are shocked. They are afraid that maybe the lines, the internet, everything is controlled. So the only thing that I can say that even the let's say food, it's very expensive now, and maybe there is not enough food for people to go and shop.
Yeah, there is a famine coming, it seems like that. Of course, as Parisa said, that everything is controlled. Is a very, I mean, they are scared because what they saw, and the whole idea was that there is this son of the Shah, the exiled Shah. He's been 40 years outside of the country, and he gave a little call to the people to come out. And the Islamic government was like, yeah, nobody's going to listen to him, he doesn't matter. But when on Thursday and Friday millions of people came, my friend who was there, and he says to me, it was millions of people on Valias or Pahlavi Street will come out, and everybody was, in a very good mood, and everybody was, they were doing something. And then all of a sudden, we realized that actually the phone lines are down, and then the internet was down, and it was around 7 o'clock. Electricity everywhere went down, so everything became dark. And then with these weapons with the laser on top of them, they started kind of attacking us. And he said he ran so, saying, Amir, you know that musicians are not such the runners, we just sit some place and practice and play music, sometimes being fit an issue. And so he was like, okay, run for his life. And it was him and his friend, and they were able to run away. But he was saying that he saw some really awful things that he will never, like, he can't sleep, he can't eat, and all things like that. So that's the story, and it's a real story. I mean, I know this man, I really, he's my friend. So
I saw some videos. I don't know, Amir, if you have seen that videos that they are snipers in like high buildings that they are,
High building.
yeah.
Yeah, I have seen those videos. Real horrible things. Yeah, let's talk about music.
Yeah.
Good. Let's. And Parisa, I wanted to ask you about your experience growing up and learning music and having to be secret about that and having to do that out of the sight of the authorities.
Yeah. As a woman, music is something forbidden in Iran or the Islamic regime. So I found myself from my childhood that I am very interested to learn music, but I had no place to practice or in public. Anyways, it was something in my heart that I wanna have this traditional music as a treasure with me, and I wanna pass it to the next generation, coming out and singing. So I just kept learning, and it survived me because I believe that music and singing it's a form of resistance, it's place of justice, but it's something to reunite people and keep the light on. So it was not easy, but I hope for my people, my friends, women in Iran, that they will do freely sing and dance on the streets of Iran.
Singing and dancing is such a universal human experience and expression. And I can't imagine that being, to try to live in a situation where that's restricted seems so inhumane, fundamentally inhumane to me. You've both have fairly recent recordings and multiple recordings that we could dive into, but I wondered if there are particular songs that you would like to suggest that we take a listen to. And I'll start with you, Amir.
There is a song from my latest album. It's called Khorshid. Let's listen to that in the hope of sunnier days. And Iranian people, we are the sun people. The sun has the direct light. The Islamic government is a moon base. You know, they look at the calendar is a moon calendar, Iranian calendar is a sun calendar. Let's listen to the piece called Khorshid, the sun, in the hope of the more light, more direct light upon humanity.
that was Khurshid by Amiri. And I wondered, Amir, if you could talk a little bit about the santur, which is your instrument.
Santur is a very interesting instrument. The different parts of the world, almost every area has its own rendition of this instrument. It's basically as a trapezoid empty box, is a sound box, and there are groupings of 3, 4 stretch across of it. Persian santur is a 72 string instrument. Also, santur is a percussion instrument because hammers of hammer dulcimer. I mean, there are different kinds of dulcimer, but the hammer kinds is known to grandfather to piano. In the beginning was the hammer dulcimer, and throughout the history it went on and on, clave, and then it became to a piano. Because piano is a percussion instrument because of the hammers hitting the strings. Same principle. If you pluck or strum it, you get zither, any sort of zither. Hammers, sticks, you get a dulcimer, hammer dulcimer. You have strumming dulcimers as well, but the hammer kind is the one. Santur is the hammer kind. Now, we have santur in Iran, certain santur a little bit bigger in Iraq for Arabic music. You have the santur for India, Indian santur. These are all trapezoidal. Then you got Guzheng in China, in Yanjing, and then you get into Cymbal which is the Eastern European, and then Salterio, which is the European. Vivaldi wrote, which is essentially a dulcimer, a hammer dulcimer. My instrument is a special instrument because it's one of those santur. Santur usually is a diatonic instrument, which means that the santur that I use, it modulates, is a creation of an incredible human being named Mohsen Behrad. He's a tree and things like that. So he used all his knowledge that he knows and created this new instruments that I use, and it modulates. And this has allowed me to kind of be able to play different types of music with different types of people because before this I had to like tune and retune, but with my instrument now the reach becomes instantly, so that's why I can move from this key signature to that other key signature, and that's a little bit about my santur.
That's a wonderful summary of this instrument that I've seen in so many forms. I've seen people play the Indian version. I've seen people play I thought of as a Scandinavian version, perhaps broader than that.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so it's an
Indian version
incredible,
also called
and to
Hakri.
watch, I've seen a few videos I've never seen you play live, but I've seen you play on video, and your speed and precision are extraordinary to get the kinds of sounds that you get. So
Yes.
it's really amazing, to witness that. And I hope we get a chance to see you play sometime in California.
I hope so too.
And Parisa, I'd like to ask you a bit about your music and if there is a song or two that you'd like to share with us.
I can tell that I have learned Iranian traditional music, that we call it avaz, with a known Iranian diva. Her name is Parisa, and I carry it as a treasure, and I believe it's a treasure to keep and also to pass to the other generation. It was my motivation to learn music against all the limitation that was at that time, when I was in my childhood. So fortunately, I could do it. Yeah. The song that I would share, you share with your audiences, the name is Siza Salam. It comes from northwest of Iran. This is a track that talks about greeting all people. I love brings peace and greetings and cheer to all people from part of Iran. In Iran, we speak in different languages, but we are united, a whole part of country. For example, I'm from northwest of Iran, but the pain that people, they have in southeast of Iran, we are the same, despite the different languages, different musics, different cultures. So I wanna share the part of Iran that I haven't learned.
So here is the song Size Salam. And this is with Parisa singing on the album. And that's a portion of Size Salam by Parisa Karimi Molan. And I noticed that one of the musicians on this recording is Sergiu Popu, who has performed here in Santa Cruz in the past, the incredible accordionist. And I wondered if you'd care to tell us a little more about the musicians that you've worked with for this.
Yeah, actually, I arrived to Montreal in 2017. I really had no plan. I just immigrated and I was busy with the immigration things. But was enough to find good musicians. In Montreal, we have a very rich community of Iranian musicians and also from other cultures. So as you may know, Sergio is from Moldova, I think. Yeah, he's from Moldova. But the thing that he was talking to me, that he was sharing that he was very interested all the time to Iranian music. And also he was very interested. So he shared with me some ideas, and at the end, yeah, we were able to create that project. And I think the name is Unveiled. So it is about the songs that were under the veil. Right now, yeah, they are unveiled. Yeah, this is the story behind of that songs.
So are those songs themselves actually not allowed or encouraged in Iran, or is there another parallel to that title of Unveiled?
Yeah, the songs are, maybe they are allowed, but not definitely with the woman singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understood. Yeah, I had the Iranian singer Marjan Vadat on this program over a year ago now, and she described similarly that she couldn't sing in public. She it's just
As
yeah.
as you know her, I like to share that we started singing class teacher Pari Maliki, and it was in maybe 25 years ago. Yeah, we started with the same teacher, with Marjan and Mahsa. They are two sisters that we were at the same class.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, I've had the privilege of hearing them both here in Northern California perform. Well, we have, especially if we share any more music, we have just a little bit of time left, and I wondered if either of you have a song you particularly like to tell us about that we might be able to hear a bit of.
Go ahead, Amir. You talk.
I'll send you a song called Ajdad, is the title of my album, Ajdad. It's about the people who came before us and what they taught us, and that we were in keeping the tradition and also making tradition by our communications, meeting, sharing, and I think that's one of the only creatures in this world that can mentally create and mentally collaborate, or the human can focus on that more than other things. Things will be different. Our lives will be much more fulfilled and enriched by experiences and traditions. And this is the whole idea for me to bring this music forth and to share it, to say, hey guys, there's a human face on what's happening, at least, which is not the Middle or the East. But here it is. Listen to that. I hope that you enjoy it.
Wonderful. And I just want to add a quick idea that I gained from an old friend of mine who is from a Luo man from Uganda. And he talked about how when he was young, he went to a missionary school, and the missionaries would criticize the people there for what they called ancestor worship. And he said, why shouldn't we be thanking our ancestors regularly? Because they gave us everything we know, our language,
exactly,
our music, our knowledge about growing food and preparing food, how we build our homes, everything, all our customs, everything that makes us who we are. So why shouldn't we be honoring them on a regular basis? So I appreciate very much that understanding that it's so easy for us to live in an amnesia of that, but I think is so important. So thank you for this song, Ajdad, which translates to ancestors. Parisa, I think we have time for one more of your tunes, and I wondered if there's another one you'd like to share with us.
So the second track that I wish to share with you, it's an Iranian old song. The name is Aqrab Zulf Kaj. Curly hairs of a lover of someone. Apparently, it is the Shah of Iran, because the songwriter of the Qajar dynasty's Shah of Iran. It's very known, popular, and loved song in Iran. People, they sung it in their gatherings. So I thought it's something to bring Iranian music warmth to in the project. Get familiar with that kind of warm and dynamic music of Iran.
Can I add something to this, Parisa?
Yes, of course.
A lesson in astrology.
Yes.
Because it says اغرب زلف کجت با قمر
با قمر
قرینه
قرین.
هر کسی
تا قمر در عقرب.
تا قمر در عقرب. It talks about when the moon is in Scorpio. So when the moon is in Scorpio, life is not that great because the Scorpio likes to be hiding. And the moonlight, Scorpio, that means Scorpio, the sign Scorpio is the emotional sign. And you want, in this case, generally, Scorpio likes to keep all his feelings for itself. And so when the moonlight, it puts it in center stage, it's like you are airing your laundry, and that's no good. It makes a joke in that sense and makes a likening of the hair being like the tail of the Scorpio, that the angry Scorpio, because the Scorpio is in the moonlight and is about to confess all of its emotional news. So that's a little bit.
That's a very beautiful explanation, Amir. I really loved it. Yeah, it's something that it's really same that, Amir.
And now we will listen to some of the song Agrabe, as performed by Parisa Karimi Molan and Tehrani drum. We have a few minutes for each of you to just say what you'd like to say in closing about your music and about Iran as well. And I'll start with you, Parisa.
the wish that I have with my music is to bring peace. This is the really the thing that I follow with my music: peace of mind, peace of the presence in the moment that they are sitting and listening. If I can hear from my audience that, oh, I have a better mood now than before I listen to your music, it's to me. So I wish it to for all world, and especially for my country of origin, Iran, for the people in Iran to live in peace, to live in dignity and liberty, that they deserve it. And I want to their glory back, because you know the history of Iran. Iran is a glorious country. The culture, places, I'm gonna cry. The nature, everything is glorious. And they deserve, the people in Iran, they deserve to live in dignity, liberty.
And Amir, what would you like to tell us in closing at this time?
I'm very happy to be part of this program. Thank you, Lynn, for giving us a platform to show our music and to show our contribution as artists. And it's important, especially at this time, to let people of the world know there's so much more in Iran than these barbaric, genocidal acts of violence, one thing after the other thing after the other thing. But Iran is a beautiful place on this earth, and it comes from a very long history and contribution to the culture of the world. We are hoping and wishing and trying to change the situation that has been running Iran, and hopefully we can change that. Hopefully, I am very hopeful that we can mend this situation and we can free the Iranian people from the of Islamic fundamentalism. Thank you so much.
It has been a pleasure and an honor to have both of you on the program. Thank you so much also for the gift of your music, which transcends human boundaries all around the earth. And just want to send out hopes and prayers for the people of Iran, and for the changing of hearts that must happen worldwide, so that we can all live in peace and enjoy the blessings of our creative endeavors. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Len.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate.
Thank you, Parisa John.
Thank
See ya.
you, Amir Jan. See you.
I would like to close with your piece, Amir, Yadigar Dust. What can you tell us about this song before I play a bit of it?
Well, the song that's Yadigar Dust, Memory of the Friends. In the memory of all the friends that we have, the friendships that we have, and what is the most important in one's life, one of the most important things is the company that you keep and the memories that you create. Because memories are the things that are stay with you, the things that propel you, their ideas, and the events that happened in your life that make you who you are. So I offer at this moment, or Yadigar Dust. I hope that you enjoy it.
All right. So here's a bit of Yadigar Dust, Memory of Friends.